Right then guys, in this video I'm going to show you how you can structure your dates with beautiful women as a successful man, whether you're in your late 20s or 30s, okay? I date beautiful women on a predictable basis and I'm the king of Tinder. As you can see, I help countless men get many mass amount of likes on Tinder. I help them match with beautiful women. I message the girls for them and I get them dates, so I'm quite qualified to talk on this topic, okay? I'm one of the best guys when it comes to Tinder. I do Tinder outsourcing, and this guide is going to cover how to structure dates once you get them off of Tinder. So in this video, we won't be talking about Tinder, and this guide is going to be raw and unedited. So if you're watching this, you're probably like me, successful and looking to get the best of the best women while focusing on growing your career. So let's get straight into the video, okay? So what we have right here is just some of my own results. I'm just showing you guys this just as more proof to show you that I'm really good at what I talk about. This is raw, simple stuff. Like, I've got a girl to put my name on her chest, whatever you want to call it. And then over here, these are some of my stats of my profile from a few months back. Just couldn't be bothered to screenshot some of my latest results. I can do that if you really want to. But the point is, I'm really fucking good at Tinder, okay? This video is going to be very simple and it's going to be about dates, okay? So let's get started. Let's get straight into it, okay? Topic 1, dating psychology, how girls perceive your dates and what they see as high status, okay? What is a high status date, okay? Well, we're going to discuss that in this topic here. And the first thing that we're going to tackle is intrinsic motivation. Because the thing is, a lot of you guys seem to forget that girls are selfish. They're selfish creatures, okay? And intrinsic motivation is going to kick in. And I'm going to explain to you what that is, okay? So as you can see here, I've got this point listed. Girls are selfish, they are not selfless. They will show up to a date and act feminine if you show that you're value and you're a high status male. Now, leveraging status is the most powerful and most important way to get a girl into you. It tops looks and it tops game, okay? When I go and drive down with my RS3 or whatever down to the Manchester club near Artisan Heights, right, and I rev the engine, I play loud music, girls are going to come and flock to me. They're not going to flock to the pretty boy in his Ford Fiesta, okay? I'll be honest with you. I'll be straight up honest with you. If you have a nice car and you have status and you have all of these boxes ticked off, this is going to carry you through life much better. Obviously, then you got looks and you got game, all these other factors, but status trumps all. Now, we can increase our status through working hard in life, but most of you watching this are like me, in a good position in life with a strong career or some sort of business or lifestyle, right? If you're at this point in your stage of life, dating is just about finding the best quality women, because sleeping with girls from University of Manchester Metropolitan or University of Manchester in these crappy clubs is boring. I've done it for years. I find it boring. And I can imagine some of the higher tier men, they want to sleep with more beautiful women. I'm talking like tens. Like the one that I used for this thumbnail. You want to get a girl like that. That is a guy that I did help, by the way. And you want to go like that. That is the kind of girl you're going to get when you put in the work, if that makes sense. Anyway, why does intrinsic motivation matter so much? Because with all of this aside, right, you're thinking, well, why does it matter? Well, the main thing is you got to make a date valuable and you got to plan it out to her self-interest. Now, what this means is you got to make a date something that a girl is likely to say yes to. I'm going to explain to you how this works a little bit later on in the video and how to plan the date out. I'm going to show this to you as we go along, but sticking to intrinsic motivation, okay? The invitation has to carry incentive or the girl is going to flake on you, right, guys? If you do not present a good date with a good incentive and opportunity for the girl, she's going to flake on you. 60 to 55% of the flakes that guys get when they work with me as, you know, to run their Tinder accounts and help them with their dating life, 55 to 60% of the time it's because they present an incentive or opportunity incorrectly. So this is guys that obviously are later in the stages and they've learnt the game because I've taught them what to do, I've learnt how to leverage their status, and they use the powerful psychological playbooks. They practice and go out into the field a little bit on their own. And I take a deep analysis and I look a deep dive with my team, and we notice 55 to 60% of the flakes that happen with girls is just because they presented a bad opportunity. What they did is they invited the girl solely for drinks or coffee, and the girl from her side of the thing is like, I don't even know this guy and he's inviting me out to such a boring date. She doesn't know anything about you. She doesn't know your status. Your status can only be presented through your pictures on Tinder, or whether when you approach a girl and get her number, she's able to visibly see it from your body language, the way you present yourself, and as many of the younger guys say now, your aura or something, right? Like your presence. That's what people see it from. Apart from that, girls can't really tell if you're a successful guy, and because of that, you have to set up incentives and make a great date. Now, obviously, I'm going to show you how you do that in this video, and I'm going to show you how you can also leverage desires to reduce flakes. So what this means is you're going to reduce flakes and bring them down to zero well, not zero, you'll still get some girls that flake on you. I'm thinking, what is the lowest flake rate we've had in our calculations? I think our lowest flake rate for a guy is 15% of the dates that he went on, the girls flaked on him, but around the remainder didn't flake on him, and it was pretty good. But that was a very good one-to-one case study that I did with them, so that's why. So moving on, how do we actually leverage some desires, okay? So what do girls want from guys? It's simple. It's the fancy Disney lifestyle, okay? If you're thinking something like, oh, girls, like, they're these innocent creatures, you're half right, okay? You're half right. Now, if I were to go through some of these text messages here, I won't go through here because there's some phone numbers here. If I quickly just move this over here, I'll find you some messages from my texting folder, okay? So you just keep your eye on this. You can look at the Tinder account. So I'll just do that for you. So what I'm going to show you is fantasy, like, Tinder texting messages, okay? I'm going to quickly pull this up for you so you can go through them. I won't show you the ones on the Tinder account because this guy's gotten a lot of phone numbers from a lot of girls, okay? And for that reason, I want to keep it confidential because I don't want you guys messaging the girl. Like, it's pretty weird to do that. But anyway, as you can see here, this is a message sequence added with the girl. By the way, this texting folder is in my description if you want to go through it on your own. It's up to you. But you can also book a call with me and you can get me to review your text directly for free. But back to the video, right? So as you can see here, the texting scenario is pretty simple, right? It's very fantasy-like. If I flick through these messages, you'll see a distinct pattern, okay? You'll see a very distinct pattern. I won't keep that one for too long. That one's very sexual. But the point is, this one's okay. This one's a brilliant example. So, with this girl, she's talking about essentially marriage. This is a girl that I matched on Tinder literally, like, within like an hour ago or something. And we're already discussing marriage. She's telling me she's a virgin. She's never been with like a guy before. Like, it's ludicrous, right? Like, I've just matched this girl an hour ago and she's already planning on marrying me and letting me fucking shag her. And I did end up shagging her, spoiler. But literally you can see here that girls don't really have self-respect, and this girl claiming she's a virgin is ludicrous. Like, when I had sex with her, she did suck quite a lot, I'll be honest with you. But the point is, like, they're so open to it. But the reason behind it is because for them, it's all about the sunshine rainbow effect. If it's hard to explain, but basically girls have this mindset that the world operates on sunshine and rainbows and everything is in their favor and this and that. Like, does that make sense to you guys? I'm hoping that makes sense. But essentially, girls operate in sunshine and rainbows. And what this means is that these girls just want to get pampered, okay? It's about selling a dream lifestyle where she's a princess. It's literally that. It's a dream lifestyle of selling her that to make her believe she's a princess when she's not. Most of these girls, university sluts, or they're beautiful women like you saw on the one on the thumbnail. All of this, like, stuff, right? Now, all of these girls deep down are not innocent creatures, and you're most likely not going to wife them up in your lifespan. I think in 2025, finding a long-term partner is very difficult, and I believe the most successful way for men to go is to find a rotation of beautiful women and get with beautiful women, multiple of them, and whichever one ends up sticking with the longest is the one that you marry, or you marry multiple. I don't think we live in an age where you can marry one woman. I think we're at a stage of our game in life where I believe marrying one woman does not have any benefits. If you go through a divorce, the courts will mess you up big time. The law is against you. This isn't some woke propaganda. This is just my personal opinion. I believe, from my experiences in life, from my 10 years of dating experience and helping countless men and seeing the men that I've seen in their older ages going through divorce, I believe personally a rotation is suitably the most appropriate thing for a man of high status and success. For me, I can never, ever, ever consider the idea of committing to one girl. I rather have multiple, because having options allows me to have that level of control. Because what she brings to the table versus what I bring to the table, I won't get too much into it because it's going to lead to gender problems and wars, and I'm not really here to argue about these factors. Again, this is all speculation and personal opinion. I believe that it's better to have rotation, and that is what I specialize in. I specialize in building men rotations because that's all I do. I thrive in having my own rotation, and I've built hundreds of men their own rotations of beautiful women, as you've seen on the thumbnail. So, that aside, the goal here is to sell a dream lifestyle, okay? You get that. Now, some of you are thinking, do I have to live up to these promises with a girl? Now, let me keep this simple for you. You don't actually have to live up to your promises with a girl, okay? Some of the older guys I work with often question if they actually have to take these girls to fancy dinners they talk about on text. So some of the guys I've talked to on a one-to-one basis, they're like, Deni, I don't actually want to live up to these promises. I don't actually want to take these girls to fancy dinners and rent nice cars. I'm like, that's right, you don't have to do that. But you're just going to tell her these things because you're telling her what she wants to hear. You just want to tell her what she wants to hear. Because at the end of the day, that's all that matters. They live in emotional reality. I can literally whip up in a A35, bro, and lie to the girl and say this is a C63S or BMW M4, and she will look at me and she will believe me. I could fucking pull up an Audi A1 and say it's an S3. And I have done that when I was younger, when I had my old car, when I was like 18. And girls have fell for it and they wouldn't question it. Even though it says blatantly A1 on the back, it's because they live in their emotional reality. And for that reason, you want to leverage that. I tell guys to say to girls, I'm going to take you to this fancy restaurant or dinner. And I'm like, when you actually pick up the girl, the thing is you're going to actually have sex with her in the car. You're not even going to get to the dinner stage because of how powerful the stuff is that I teach. I've literally had guys where I told them, you're going to promise to take this girl to Miller and Carter. It's a pretty decent steakhouse. It's like probably 50 to 80 quid for two people if you're dining there, roughly around that range. And if you go to a place like that, a lot of guys are like, oh, I don't want to take a girl there. I'm like, dude, you're just going to tell her this, but if you follow the framework, you have sex with her in the car. And 9 times out of 10, statistically proven, by the way, I track my metrics, that's why I have such great results, these men end up sleeping with the girl in their car. Because they don't even get to the stage of the restaurant. They just get to the stage of having sex in the car and boom, the girl is so fucking like horny, she's not going to end up going to the restaurant. It's that simple. So yeah, moving on as we just go to the next point, you can see the main concept is to sell her into a dream on text and convert that into a date and act high status. So what you want to do is act high status and just present yourself as this guy that is superior, unique commodity, okay? Now, of course, if you do live up to your promises and bring her flowers and take her to the Ivy or Miller and Carter or these nice restaurants, whatever, it will help. It will help build a rotation. I know a guy that I'm working with, I won't name him because he did ask for confidentiality. He has girls literally crying and quitting their jobs, sitting in his car begging for him. I won't name him, but he has a rotation of 3 or 4 girls or something, 5 right now. And I've only been working with him for like 6 weeks or something, 5 weeks. And he's already got 5 girls. And he's not even the most attractive guy on the planet, I'll be honest with you. He's pretty average. And just because he followed the frameworks and he had the ability to take these girls to Miller and Carter and bring them flowers on the first date, these girls literally lost and begged for him. And I couldn't understand the concept at first because I was like, this guy's really young and he's not all that attractive. And these girls literally, they give him the same sort of energy that I get from beautiful women. Like, beautiful women beg me. Like, you'll see some messages as we go on later on through the video that you'll see women literally practically lust and beg for me. And I was like, this guy's younger than me by several years. Like, he's literally 19, I'm 25. And he's getting the same results as me, except the women obviously aren't of quality. The women that I date are on a completely different level of quality. But he's getting the same results where girls are begging. You actually see it in the next slide, I'll be honest with you. So what makes a date memorable? Ah, there you go. That's it. Okay, this is the guy. So as I was discussing, one of them says she cries every night because of how much she misses me and she begs me to see her to the point where she's quit her job over me. She's deleted every social media platform, including dating apps, and she even gets the train down to me and sits in my car by herself for hours whilst I'm working just so she can see me for a bit when I'm finished. Now, obviously, I did congratulate him because I'm just genuinely baffled. Like, he's not even that good looking of a guy. He's pretty average. He's pretty normal. He's done well for himself. He's in a good position in life. You can see here he's taken her to a fancy place or whatever, and this girl is quite literally begging for him. Like, you can see right here, I've been crying for a solid 4 hours. I don't know what you want me to do. Tell me what I'll do, and I'll delete social media, everything. I sent a picture of me lifting my shirt in the gym. She's probably wet as fuck right now, booking the date, and right now, and after I said that, she's been acting desperate to get on it. So from what you can see here, this is how powerful the framework is. And if you make a date memorable, you're going to get the same results as this guy. Or I should say this kid, because he is quite young. He's 19. He's done well. But the point is, with a unique experience, the girls will treat you like this. And all you have to do is make the date an experience she's never had. And if she hasn't had these experiences and they're rare to her, it's going to make her cry for you, okay? It's going to make her beg for you, just like this guy right here. And it's not hard, okay? You just got to act like a gentleman, use body language, have the masculine mannerisms. Like, look at the way he's holding the cigar. Like, everything about this picture, I wouldn't believe this kid's 19 from this picture. If you told me this is a 19-year-old on a date right now, I would genuinely look at the situation. I'd be like, are you sure that's a 19-year-old? Because he's done that well for himself. Granted, I helped him. I taught him all of this stuff, but 5 weeks in and he's getting results like this is ridiculous. But the point is, you've got to make dates memorable, okay? If you make dates memorable, they will help massively to get rotation. Anyway, here's some key takeaways so you can remember. So first thing that we discussed, intrinsic motivation, girls are selfish. Now, second one, how do we leverage desires? Well, you're going to sell her a dream, as I discussed. And then what makes a date great? Well, dates are memorable. If you make them memorable, she's going to fucking want to see you again and again and again, and this is going to give you that juicy, sexy rotation. Now, as you can see here, this is another guy on the left that I've helped attract a beautiful woman. Now, this is more of a fuckboy kind of guy. He isn't exactly successful. He's more in his younger years, and he's attracted a beautiful 10 out of 10 model just because of the way he carries himself. This is literally just proof that if you understand the psychology behind it and how you can frame yourself as a high status man, you can attract women. I mean, you can literally see he's wearing a Primark t-shirt and literally Primark jeans. Like, he's not wearing Balenciaga, Gucci or whatever, right? All these kids think they need to wear these clout chasing clothing, tracksuits or whatever. You don't need that shit. I wear Primark clothing. The only thing I have is a nice watch, like a Rolex or a AP watch or something, and then I wear Primark clothing, I have a nice car. That's it. That's me. I wear expensive clothes, I wear a nice watch, and I wear the most cheap clothes you can find. Uniqlo, Primark, that's it. That's me, okay? Maybe I might wear the occasional Moncler, like Gilet or something, okay? That's it. Literally, that's me. And I get girls that you could even fathom. Like, they're so beautiful that you couldn't fathom. And obviously, I'm not special. You could get girls like that as well. It just takes a lot of practice. The advantage I have over all of you is just that I've been doing this for 10 years and I've been teaching people. And when you teach people something, you become very, very good at it. Teaching is giving me an advantage that no one else will ever have in a lifetime in dating. If it weren't for teaching, I probably wouldn't be dating beautiful women. Like the girl in the thumbnail, to me, she's like a 7. That's not even the cream of the crop. There's so many beautiful women with private profiles. I have no celebrities and influencers talk about these women like that have private profiles on Instagram. You can get them. I'm working with a guy from Norway currently, actually, who's literally attracting beautiful women in Norway, and he uses this method with the Instagram setup, and he's attracting girls with those private profiles that are so beautiful that you would literally, your jaw would drop. Like the girl on the thumbnail, it does not compete against the girls that you're going to see like when you know what you're doing with Instagram. But the point is, this girl right here, she's alright, I'll be honest, she's like a 6. She's pretty beautiful, I'll be honest with you. She's not bad. But moving forward, let's go on to the next topic. So then, what we have in topic 2 is high status dates. What are some good date activities with a girl as a high status man? So I'm going to give you an activity list in the first part of this chapter. And the first thing we're going to discuss is essentially drinks and dinner, okay? Drinks and dinner is a really nice ideal way to start, okay? This, by the way, picture on the left is when I was like 18, 19 in a club. And as you can see here, I attracted like 3 girls. It was pretty easy. Like I was quite chubby, honest. I was even 15, 12% body fat. If you obviously now when I walk into the club, girls literally grab me by my waist because I have such a small waist. Like girls literally lust over me, being 6'3", being this and that, blah 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 blah. Okay, you get the point. But going clubbing with a girl for a date only works if she's a slutty girl and she's from university and she's of that kind of breeding and caste. Now, you can do that and it will lead to good sex, it will lead to a good position on the date, etc. However, if you want to have a date with a girl that's a little bit more meaningful, you're going to take her to a dinner place or coffee or something like that, right? And these are dates where you can escalate and have a little bit more modesty and you'll still get the end result. And by the way, this is a guy that I've helped. You guys probably have seen him in the texting story where I showed you his example. I'll be showing you his example again at the end just to give you a little bit of referencing. And now here's another one. Again, we have drinks and dinner. Okay, so this time we're going to be referring to either bar, a restaurant. This is Miller and Carter. This is where I go with girls typically. You can see my wallet there, pretty cool wallet. It just shows high status. A lot of people's necks turn when they see it. It's really cool. But anyway, that aside, you can see here coffee dates. They're alright. They don't lead to sex easily. I'll be honest with you. They're very simple, very basic. I would say stacking it, a coffee date is great. It's much better. If you put a coffee date on top of several things after it, it works out really nicely. However, I would advise using a coffee for a second date because it's more of a date that you'd take with a girl after she knows you pretty well. Now, if you look here on the right, what you see here is obviously more of a fast food place. Now, the reason why I don't recommend taking girls to nice and fancy high-class dinners is Because I get a 16-ounce steak at Miller and Carter. I finish that pretty easily, I'll be honest with you. But for a girl, most of the steaks on that menu, she's not going to finish it. It's going to end up be her looking at her food. She's not going to eat it. She's probably going to dash it. She's going to throw it away. It's going to be a waste of money. Or she's going to end up making you eat it. And if you're following a diet and you're on a strict regime or routine or whatever, you probably don't want that to happen to you. In my opinion, don't throw away your diet for a girl. Going to a fast food place is a little bit better, but it does kind of lower your self-respect as a man. So you should take that into account and think of it as whatever you will, because most girls on first dates, unless they're very, very open and comfortable with you, they will not stuff their face. Men stuff their face. Men seriously stuff their face on dinner dates, I'll be honest with you. And that's another thing that I should talk about, manners and decorum. I've been speaking to a few guys lately, and when they go to steakhouses, they don't even know how to cut the steak properly. I was genuinely like, whoa, I didn't realize I have to teach people this. And I was like, okay. You need to have manners. You can't put your elbows on the table. You can't cut the food like an idiot. You can't have massive bites. You should chew your food properly. I find it kind of incredible to have to say this even, but some of the men that come to me, I've worked with multi-millionaire tech founders, and they were just like, wait, I have to do this and this? And because obviously socially awkward, they haven't, been out there much. They're going to struggle. And I was just like, wow, I should probably make a video on that. So yeah. Next one on the list. This is obviously something that a lot of the older guys are not going to think I want to really partake in, but this one is quite good. Bowling, mini golf, or arcade or escape rooms. Now, why are these so great? Well, the thing is, it allows the girl to embrace her feminine, childlike energy. What this means is she's going to feel more... she's going to have more fun. The pressure isn't as much. If I take a girl to the Ivy or something, or some nice restaurant like 20 Stories in London or something, or Nobu or whatever, she's going to sit there and feel this deep, overwhelming sense of pressure, especially if she's a regular class girl. If she's a girl from university, oh boy, she's not going to fucking even show up to the date, potentially. Places like Nobu with some university girl from like Manchester or something like that, it's too much pressure. She's happy to date a high status man, but for her, she's going to feel overwhelmed. And she won't flake on you, but it will kind of harm your chances. And if you're a guy in your 30s, you don't want to date a 30-year-old woman. Let's be real, guys. Let's face the facts. You want to date beautiful younger women because you worked all your life and now you're at the prime of your age. You want to attract beautiful women, okay? You don't want to attract 30-year-olds. You worked your life. Now's your time to attract the young woman. A lot of people have this misconception where they believe, oh, you should only attract women of your age. I completely disagree. I'm 25 and I attract 18-year-olds on a daily basis. Like, I go into the Manchester town centre, bro, and 18-year-old university girls walk up to me and they start literally like dancing and start saying, oh, his perfume smells so nice. And some girls even genuinely approach me and they tap me on the shoulder and like, can I get your snap? I don't usually do that. I'm just like, God damn, Snapchat, bro. I'm 25. I haven't used that in years. But yeah, the point is, at your 30s, you're at the peak of your life. You're going to attract the most beautiful woman on the planet if you've played your cards right. Okay? If you played your cards right and you've done the work, you will attract beautiful women. And I can't wait till I turn 30, okay? I'm 25 and I get all of this attention from women, okay? I'm in my prime for my age, for what I feel like. But a lot of, like, the guys I work with in their 30s, the only thing I've heard from them is, as you age, your life gets better. If you've played your cards right, your life will get better. If you're a little university jerk-off fuckboy, I was one, no shame in that, as you can see in my pictures or whatever, previously. I was one of those kids. But I highly advise, if you are one of those kids, don't fucking waste your life away. Maybe do it for a year, maybe get the experience of being a fuckboy, but then after that, stop. Okay? Stop. Go do something more meaningful and purposeful. Next one. Physical activities, sauna and swimming. So, as you can see here, this is a sauna and a swimming. I love taking girls to a sauna date or a swimming date. The only issue with this is that most girls, if they're very insecure, they won't be open to it on the first date. I only do this girls that I genuinely think are beautiful, like the one that I showed you on Tinder. So, I think this girl here, oh, she's just replied. Let me show you how powerful this shit is. You know what you're missing in your pictures. Boom. Okay, watch this, guys. So, arms. Oh, wait. I'm just going to quickly do some messaging for you guys just so you can see that I actually... This is the shit at home. But yeah, this type of girl, I would invite her out on a sauna date, right? Because she is attractive. I'll be honest with you. Like, she's not a 10. She's probably like a 6 or a 5. But if we're talking standards of normal, regular UK girls, she's like a high 7 or 8. If we're looking at girls that I typically attract, she's like a 5 to me. But I'll be honest with you, she's like a 7 or 8 for most of you guys. So let me just quickly reply to this girl. So let me walk you through the hoops of texting as well. So if you want Tinder outsourcing or texting done by me, feel free to book a call. We'll discuss. I'll go through your text messages for free. You'll get free advice. Oh, there you go. She's replied. Me with my arms around you. So as you can see, this is live texting, guys. Like literally, you can see this is the shit that I live and breathe. Okay. Now watch this. So I'm gonna call a good girl. The psychology behind me calling good girls because girls just like it. It's sexually pleasing. And I'm gonna ask her. I'm gonna say to her, neck in. Oh, why can't I type? What the fuck? Okay, that's odd. My keyboard's frozen. Let me just refresh the page. I don't really care. But the point is, like, okay. There you go. I can type good girl. So neck in missionary. And waist in cowgirl. Now, this could backfire. This couldn't backfire. I'll be honest with you. It could work out really well. This girl's kind of ugly, though. I'll be honest with you. I don't feel happy with attracting a girl like this for my guy. But I'll do it for the proof of concept in the video that I'm pretty good at what I do. I mean, this girl right here, she's a good example. If they reply, I'll show you at the end of the video. Okay, I'll show you. It'll probably just say +1 or something. Let me just get my video back up and running. There you go. All right. Okay. Apologies for that. Okay. Yeah. Boom. That's it. Full screen, and we are back. Okay. So as I was discussing with you guys, as you can see here, what you see here is a guy that I helped attract a girl, and she has her feet over his car, and he's escalated in the car. If you stack your dates right, you can have sex with girls in cars, as I've explained. So moving forward from what you can see here, it gives you an understanding of how all of this works. So yeah, it's just pretty simple. Your date will never get to a stage where you actually end up having to do something expensive with her, because if you follow the framework, you'll have sex with her in the car. Seriously, you'll have sex with her in the car, okay? Just trust me on that, all right? So next thing, okay? This one is physical activities such as the beach, theme parks, things like that. Does that make sense? If you take a girl to the beach, if you don't live in the shitty UK with Manchester, taking girls to... When I go to Spain, I go to Mallorca or whatever, I love taking girls to the beach or to Spain, okay? It's brilliant. Like, the girls there are so beautiful, and the beach is fun, theme parks is fun. Don't take a girl to Alton Towers, that's really vanilla and plain. If you're not from the UK, Alton Towers is just a theme park in the UK that's very well known. But the point is, take her to a place like that. It's got a lot of activities. Now I'm going to explain to you the psychology of these dates. So I just told you to go on these dates, but why on earth would you actually go on these dates? Well, I'm going to explain that to you now. The idea is simple. Oh, my notes were supposed to come up one by one, but oh well. The point is, the idea is simple. On a date, your goal is to talk about yourself. You must maintain mystery, okay? And these dates will take the focus off you and put it on her. You can also leverage attractive male traits of being smart in the escape room, for example, or being good at golf, and this will make girls lust for you. What you see here is a girl lusting over a guy that I helped. I told him not to use Snapchat, but I'll be honest with you, he didn't mind. He was just like, I don't really care, dude, as long as I get sex. And I was like, fair enough. So as you can see here, I won't read it out to you. I kind of don't really care. I get this on a daily basis as well. Like, it's just annoying, but feel free to read it. I'll go back to reading my notes. So yeah, if you go to an escape room or mini golf or whatever, you can leverage your skills on the date to attract a girl. Because what do girls find the most attractive in men? When they have a certain set of skills. A certain set of skills can make you look super duper attractive. Like, holy shit, you wouldn't believe how attractive you'd look if you could even driving. Girls literally rub their hand and like, oh my god, you're so sexy. Because I do palm steering and I drive a nice car. I drive pretty well. I don't cut people up. I just drive very calm, very well mannered, like a masculine man. And girls love this. Now, not only that, but the fact that most men are so fucking low effort in 2025, taking girls on dates and doing what I tell you to do will get you incredible results. She'll sleep with you on the first date. You would results like no one else, seriously. And if you take on, like, most guys take girls on low quality dates, so the bar is so fucking low. The standard is set so low, it's incredible. It depends what kind of girls you're dating. Like, if you're dating the girl that I showed you on Tinder, her bar and standard is very low. Like, if you just pull up in a semi-decent car and you just take her to ZZ's or a regular restaurant and just plan a date out very well, she will sleep with you on the first date and she will cry for you. You don't need to go the extra mile, because in 2025, most men are pussies, I'll be honest with you. They don't know how to treat a woman nicely. Anyway, let me give you a nice bonus tip to get an edge in the game. if you want to really get a great edge in the game, you should actually stack multiple activities and dates because it's going to make it more unique and more fun. If you do that, it's going to give her a unique, tailored taste of experiences. And this is essentially the framework for that. Anyway, moving forward, I kind of got messed up there because my notes just got jumbled, but it's all right. I managed to get across. So anyway, going to key principles of a good date. So good dates need to have two elements. The first is escalation. You need to be able to make physical moves, okay? And the second is stacking, okay? You need to have the ability to stack it with more activities that lead back to your place or hers, okay? Stacking is brilliant because it makes the date prolong for a long time, and this is going to build trust, okay? Because your goal is basically to make the girl feel childlike energy and feel wowed. Like, this girl literally, this is really weird for me to say, but she literally feels like a child next to this guy. It's weird, but feminine nature is childlike nature, and wanting beautiful young women when you're 32 years old is completely fine. Like, I date 18-year-olds and I'm 25. I don't care. Cancel me. Don't cancel me. But the point is, if it's legal and a girl's 18 and you're 32, you're gonna want to date the 18-year-old, because when you were 18 you couldn't date the beautiful 18-year-olds because you weren't all it. You weren't a man of like status, and women, they're born with status, okay? Women at 18 years old can date beautiful handsome men and easily get away with it. We have to work several years to get beautiful women. So I think all men deserve to date beautiful 18-year-olds regardless of their age, okay? Even if you're fucking 50 years old, I'll be honest with you. If you spent the majority of your life like working and grinding and putting dating off, and now you want to get back into the game, I say go for it. Seriously. Go for it. You deserve it, okay? Now, okay, here's something you should not do. Back to the video. One of my guys took a girl to a boxing session for the first date. This is a big mistake, okay, guys? Like, I said leveraging skills is attractive, but the thing is, there's kind of limitations to this. A boxing session is going to make her feel wowed, but on the first date, she's going to look at you and think, what the fuck is this guy doing? Okay, you need to think, will a girl say yes to this date and feel excited being on it? Think of it from a girl's perspective. What is she going to react with? If she's your girlfriend or in your rotation, she's probably going to get wet, see you spar a dude and fuck him up in boxing. But on the first date, she does not care. She's there for you and the date, okay? She's not there to see you beat up another dude, because you and that dude are basically the same to her. You have no value yet, okay? So never do something like that. Like, another example is a cinema date. Like, just don't do that. I'll explain that to you a little bit later on. But the point is, okay, I'm moving forward. Topic 3, how to escalate on a date, okay? So how do we get, quote-unquote, touchy? This is a weird way to put it, but how do you get touchy? So you're going to start the date off with touching, and this is basically to make the girl assume it's your style. And then you're going to use push and pull tactics when touching her to make sure you tease her, and then you pull away, and then you go back in. By doing this, she's going to lust after you. She's going to want to feel your touch even more. And essentially, it's going to get her to lead to sex. It's that simple. It's just a simple framework, I'll be honest with you. Now, I want you guys to never assume she doesn't like being touched, okay? Because she's on the date because she trusts you. The fact that this girl showed up on person in vulnerable clothing and she's meeting you one-on-one, she trusts you, okay? And you shouldn't be afraid to escalate. As long as you're not a weirdo and you just do things that you shouldn't forcefully, you'll be fine, okay? Now, on my dates, the best ones are the ones where I put my arm around her waist or neck and lead her. I love doing that with girls. Like, if the girl is really, really like feminine and really beautiful, I love just wrapping my arm around her neck or waist, guiding and walking with her around everywhere, and boom, bro, like, it makes her so wet. Now, leading is super sexy, okay? It's attractive as a man, and it makes a girl lust for you and see you as a masculine figure of authority. Now, the next thing, use the activities to your advantage. Escalate, okay? You're going to correct her form in bowling, for example. In the escape room, you might stand behind her and help her with a certain task. Let me give you another example. In the bar, you might cover her glass with your hand to prevent retards from drugging her drink. And you might put your arm around her when you feel like there's other men staring at her. All of these little factors just give you room. Like, I don't actually care if a man stares at my girl, I'll be honest with you. Like, at this point of the game, like, I know most men are pussies and they can't approach anyways. So I just don't care. But when they do it just gives me the room and opportunity to bring this girl closer to me and feel my touch. Like, it's just great. Like, I don't actually care about jealousy anymore. I'm past that stage. But I use it to leverage power on dates. Anyway, Here's some crucial mistakes you do not want to make on a date. Avoid cinema dates, as I mentioned earlier, and dates with no substance that take attention from the date itself. Cinema dates will put the focus with this girl. What's going to happen is she's going to watch the movie and she's not going to pay attention to you, which won't lead to sex. So you need to ensure that you stack at least 2 good activities with a girl to stand out making a date, and then you got to make it last long to build trust. And guys, always keep her wanting more. So this means pull away at the end if she does not show signs of giving up sex. If you don't end up having sex with the girl on the first date, unfortunately, you must pull away. By pulling away, you're making her want to chase and beg you and basically just go for you. It's that simple. She's just gonna chase you. But if she does give sex on the first date, you don't need to pull away. So guys, next thing, control and lead on the date as a man. You should be leading her always. Then the next one, break the physical touch barrier as soon as you meet and go in for a hug or a forehead kiss. This is going to set the mood up. Now, how to text girls before a date. So this is a texting story from James. You may have seen this in one of my texting Tinder series videos. I'm going to quickly recap and summarize this for you, okay? I'm going to quickly explain this to you, but let's get straight into it. Actually, speaking of which, let's see if those girls have replied, guys, okay? She has. Okay, let me take care of this, guys. So arms, this could be brilliant, you know. I could actually get a full texting story literally on Tinder. So the arms around your waist or neck. I'll check back on this at the end of the video as well, just to make sure you guys arms around. I spelled it wrong. Waists or neck. Yeah, she doesn't matter, bro. I won't go into his other messages because again, I've got him quite a few phone numbers and I don't want to leak that really. But yeah, moving back to this. Okay, we're back on the video. Anyway. Time for texting date setting examples, okay? So, kicking things off, we got this guy to text this girl, wear a maid outfit with fishnets for him on the date. Pretty simple, straightforward stuff, just playing to his kink, being flirty and having just kinky texting. It's pretty simple, okay? Now, obviously, she said, I wish I had one, and he makes a joke on the voice note about buying her one on the date, something like that. And this guy's a pretty deep and masculine voice, so it works out pretty well. Now she's just saying yes please with multiple S's, so it's looking good. It's pretty simple. Now she's also opened up her schedule for more future possible dates, and she's saying I have a week off work after today, and essentially we set the date in foundations like this. We said tomorrow 1 a.m. will be the most romantic time of your life, Kira. So we obviously used her name because it just looks masculine, and she went really, just really interested, and she's really engaged, and she's like, why 1 a.m.? Now obviously the 1 a.m. factor is just because we want to have sex with it. It's very clear. Like, she knows it, we know it. I'm texting and I'm sat there behind my screen, straight face. Like, I know what's going to happen. Now, obviously, we just keep it simple. We say, just make sure to come, Kira. Now, she's also asking to get drinks first. Now, this is pretty simple, straightforward stuff. She just wants a simple scenario. She just wants to go on a nice date. But the thing is, this guy just wants sex. Now, the thing is, if you're a successful guy, sometimes you just can't be bothered to put effort in, and that's fine. That's what I'm here for, to help you with your messages. And obviously, we just change the topic here, and we flip it on her, okay? So we can reset the term. So we say, let's FaceTime Kira, and it's pretty simple. Now, she didn't text for a little while until later at night, and she was like, sorry, I've been really hungover. You free another day this week? This isn't good because she's kind of flaked, but it's good at the same time because she's opening up her schedule and she's very into the guy. So it's not bad. Obviously, we said I can do Friday, just don't go drink at a random pub. I'd rather have some nice fancy wine. This is brilliant because now not only has he secured the position of her having sex at his place, he's also offered her fancy wine and has gone above and beyond. If you take a girl to a regular boring old bar, it's not going to have the same effect. Having a fancy bottle of wine in a nice penthouse or apartment, however, that's going to have some hot steam, yeah. Now, obviously, she says, oh, I see, it sounds good to me. Can FaceTime later today if you want. So the fact that FaceTime was a question from a little while back and she's brought it back up shows that she's really into him. So the framework is kicking off really well. So then, obviously, we didn't reply to her for a day. We wanted to keep it a little bit of a break because he was seeing other girls. And then we basically opened to her taking a FaceTime call with him a little bit later on. So this is brilliant, okay? This text message here is brilliant. I tell guys never say to a girl, are we still on for tonight? Because this loses all attraction. It's terrible. But the fact this girl has said, are we still on for tonight, is incredible because she's so submissive and she's worried about James flaking that she has to double check. And this is what happens when you play your cards right as a high status man. This is what happens. And then we use the leverage of the Uber horse strategy. So if you're a really busy, successful guy and you want to use one of my potent strategies, it's called the Uber horse strategy. You can literally turn any girl into a slut that comes to your house, like a prostitute in an Uber. You just send it to a house and it comes down, boop, drops you off, and boom, she's now your slut. It's pretty simple. It makes sense. But that's one of my strategies that I employ with my guys I work with. So as you can see here, she said, damn, steady on. I was starting to get ready until I heard from you. So she's getting ready basically for the date. It's pretty simple, straightforward stuff. I won't explain it. If you want to learn the full explanation, you can either book a call or you can watch Tinder texting series number 7, I think. I don't remember. But the point is, we move on forward and we just say, how long does it take you to get ready, Kira? It's pretty simple stuff. So she says, OMG, I'm stressed, an hour if I'm quick. For a girl, this is kind of normal, I'll be honest with you. They take a while to get ready. But the good thing, looking at the positives of this, is a good sign. The thing is, she's saying it takes her an hour to get ready is great because it shows she's going to put great and immense level of effort in this date. It's just brilliant. Bloody fucking brilliant. But over here, we playfully mess with her a little bit and tell her if she takes too long, she's going to be waiting outside. Now, most girls will get a little bit bitchy, cry and complain, but you just got to play with them and just mess with them. And some guys would also get obsessed if they, not obsessed, they would get upset if they heard a girl say it'll take me an hour. The thing is, you just got to remain cool, chill, bro. Like, just relax, take a step back. That's why I do the texting for you, bro. Anyway, moving forward. What does that mean? Ha ha ha. She knows what it means. She's just like pretending she doesn't just so we can keep messing with her. Anyway, she says, you're scary, here. Pretty cool, I guess. And then we say to her, got to keep her on toes, just playing that, you know, kind of charismatic guy act. Like, the guy that actually is behind these texts is a pretty simple guy. He wouldn't say anything like this. This is stuff that literally comes from my mouth because I'm just that good. I have taught him to talk like this. Now, obviously, I've taught him the full frameworks. I've strategized with him. I've worked with him very closely. But starting off, he was pretty simple. And that's just proof that anyone can get great results. Now, as you can see here, she just goes, okay, just got to dry my hair, ready, and I managed to be an hour. So she got ready in an hour and she's still keeping up the cute texting. She's like, I got ready in an hour. See, this is what I mean about feminine nature. Now, we asked for the address. I'm not going to fucking show you her address because some guys, like, bro, I leaked a girl's phone number in one of my videos and some losers started spam calling. They're like, what the fuck is wrong with you guys? What the fuck? Come on, guys. Don't do that, bro. Don't do that. Anyway, she said, I've got 2 beers. Want me to bring them? And we were like, yeah, you can bring them, even though this guy's got a nice bottle of wine. And then we sent the Uber down her way and boom, we sent her the link so she doesn't get kidnapped. And then this is what happened at the night. You've seen this picture a little bit earlier in the video, but he ended up getting up to certain activities with her. It's pretty simple, pretty straightforward stuff. If you work with me, this happens on a daily basis, I'll be honest with you. And if you do want to work with me, again, you can book a call with me down below for completely for free, and you can use my expertise, and I'll run your Tinder account. We can go through your text messages, and then you can look at working with me long term and see where we go from there. You'll also get the chance to speak to me and discuss your problems in dating, so it's a win-win. So if you don't end up choosing to work with me, you may learn a thing or two. Anyway, I also have powerful psychological playbooks that I can't share on YouTube. They were made by Hamza, and they use methods that help you get girls using psychology. So it's pretty straightforward stuff. Anyway, as always, thank you for watching. These are some more of my text messages, as you can see here. And that actually reminds me, this is not the end of the guide. The end of the guide is to see, okay, none of them have actually messaged. That's a shame. I was hoping I could have shown you guys a little bit more, but none of the girls have replied. But yeah, I'll just leave it at that. That's the end of the guide, guys. So I'll see you over and out.